Good day and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is going to be the video on what was it again? The soloing the mission encounters. So I have actually come up with a solution for soloing the mission encounters, and it's not the most easy of methods to go through. So first of all, the first thing you're going to need to do is prepare yourself for the loss of a vessel. So when it comes to the small missions, they were 20 million ISK. So obviously, if you're going to save up all your equipment to be able to compete in the mission, you have to have enough ISK to buy the equipment before you go in. So I'm going to be running a Navy Caracal trainer, or not a Navy, sorry, a trainer Caracal or a trainer cruiser, and I am going to use that as my basis for how I'm going to go on for the attack. So I already explained yesterday that when you're soloing, the best thing to do is to use the elite gear. So here's another thing to note on it. Even though even though the mission which I'm talking about that I'm going to do solo is going to use my elite equipment, and then later as I go into the second part, I am going to get rid of all my elite equipment by dumping it in the nearest station. So at the nearest station, I am going to stockpile four of every item that I need for my ship. So for every slot, there will be four backups. But there's also going to be a change in the run up on what weapons or systems I'm going to use because of the elites which use warp disruptors. In place of my standard booster or my standard afterburner, I am going to run a warp stabilizer. Now, the reason for this is simple. I need the ability to tank the hit, and I also need the ability to fight on a little bit longer in the scenario that I get cornered. So, this is how it's going to go. The first two waves I can fight with all my elite gear on. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fight normal, jumping in at around a distance of 50 to 80 kilometers out when I start off the fight. Now here's something else to note when you're taking on this battle. When you're trying to kite your enemies away from the center or to different locations so that you can fight without having um, too many enemies ganging up on you, the simplest solution for you is to actually fight in small clusters of enemies. So you are going to use the various locations within the system to warp to and warp back. For example, you're going to use the celestial bodies. Jump to each celestial body because it will give you a different trajectory when you come in, even though it might be in the exact same vicinity, like within the same warp distance, like a 15-degree angle. But because you pull them so far out from the original, it'll give you about that 30k or a 20k radius to take on the small frigates and the regular ships. So when you do that there, you're going to take them out, clear them out. That's going to be wave 1 and wave 2. Now, once you are done with each wave, you're going to warp out and then warp back in. The reason for that is simple. You don't want to end up stuck in the middle of the fight. So round 1, warp out. uh, when you complete it, warp back in for round 2. When you complete round 2, you're going to warp out of the system and you're going to warp into the next neighboring system. Now, once you're in the neighboring system, you are going to swap out your equipment. For example, I'm going to be using, what was this? Challenger missile launchers on my ship. Now, that's because they give the best amount of damage per shot. But when I'm facing off against the elites, I don't want to have a chance of losing that missile launcher. So I'm going to dock at the station, take off all my fittings, and I'm going to put on another round of MK5 fittings. So MK5 missile launchers, MK5 of all your items. And I am also going to change from afterburner to warp stabilizer. The reason is warp disruptors get disrupted by warp stabilizers. So the moment you are ready for this, yeah, you're going to go into the fight, and you are going to keep jumping between objects to try and get away from the elites. Your whole idea is to take out the small ones, and then in the end, you'll be left with the 10 elites for your final battle. Now, the whole idea behind this fight is to get to that point where you only have 10 enemies to take out. And once you are at that point, it's going to be easy to fight them. But even though I'm making it sound very simple, I'm already preparing to lose my ship 5 times. So that means I'm going to lose 5 sets of gear. Now, in terms of cost, that isn't a small cost, it's a massive cost. But the reason why I'm willing to lose it is because I'm not chasing it for the ISK. Doing it solo is definitely not for the ISK. If you're running it solo, you're running it for the gear. So, here's all of the tips on doing it. You are going to keep your distance on warp all the time at 100 kilometers, maximum radius out. And you will keep jumping to different celestial bodies, even if your closest celestial body is where you walk to because it's the easiest. And as you come in different spots, remember the elites are far faster than every other ship there. They're going to close the distance between you and them very quickly. So take out as much of the health and as much of the armor on your regular frigates and destroyers and regular cruisers as possible. And once you are done taking out all of your regular ships, which based on how other players in my corp have done it, should take about 6 to 7 hours to do it solo, just due to the number of ships and the amount of difficulty you're gonna go through. And that is because I'm gonna prepare myself to already lose the vessel. So I'm gonna have all my weapons, everything stationed at the nearest station near me so that I can go in and out. Another thing to note is make sure you have insurance certificates because they're gonna make sure that you don't have to pay the massive figure for repairing your ship. And as I said, the price of this whole fight is that loot from the elites. All the other loot doesn't really matter. The elites loot matter the most because if you get any of their weapons, it's an elite weapon. You have it. You can help it for another. You can hold it for another build or someone in your fleet or for yourself for a better ship. If you get the elite armor, the elite disruptor, any of those weapons, you have a very valuable piece of um, artillery at your disposal, and you're simply going to take it and you're going to hold it or put it onto your main ship, or you might just hold it till you get a better ship. Now, if you want to do this here for the ISK, I suggest using a fleet because I worked it out. The price on shield boosters and shield hardeners works out to about 4 million a piece. Then the price on your other slots, it's going to work out to about another. Uh, okay, besides your weapons, this is everything else. It's going to work out to another 3 million. And your weapons alone are going to cost you in the range of 5 to 10 million. And if you're running at 10 million for all your weapons and you work it out, it's 10 plus 11, that's 21 million for 20 million reward with a 15 million bounty. You're not making extra ISK. You're making less than what you would make running encounters on a day. So for that reason, I'm telling you not to try to do it for the ISK. If you want to do it for ISK, get together with the fleet and hit the target. Now, I am actually already in preparation for this. I'm just going to show you exactly what I've saved so far, and that's just going to be the basics on how far I'm going. Okay, so on my ship, let's see what I have. I have nothing today from farming encounters. I'm actually farming off most of the gear to make it cheaper for me. Okay, let's go down. Here we go. If you count up all my missiles, I should have quite a bit. Let's see. 6 plus 5, that's 11. I have 11 missiles in the MK5. That's enough for 2 refits. I still need a lot more. I have rapid missiles. I'm also keeping it for the exact same purpose. I have 1 refit with rapid missiles. Torpedoes, it's also the same reason. I'm just thinking about using it against the elites because they're going to close the distance way too fast for me to get away. So that's the whole reason why I have torpedo launchers. So I'm actually going to also be carrying them with me. As you can see, I have Challenger torpedo launchers. I'm not going to use them at the moment. Okay, going down. Let's see. Norse energy drain. I don't have a backup at the moment. I'm struggling to find one. MK5 shield booster, I have two backups. I'm gonna need another two. Afterburner, I have one because I'm not intending to use it. Stasis Webifier, I have one. I need to get more of those. Adaptive shield, I don't have backup. So that's the basics. You can see I'm actually getting everything. MK5 Warp Core Stabilizer. That I've already got my first one. Okay. But anyway, from everything that I have, I've been stocking up as I'm going around killing encounters. So basically, by the end of the week, I should be ready to run solos with this fleet. And as you can see, I'm already stocking up on higher level gear as well, and higher level items just for the next opening when I get my next ships. Okay, so going right through, everything is here. Now the next thing which you need to remember is you need to have your rigs ready, because you need to have a rig to ensure your better capacity and better recovery. You need to have a rig to ensure that you have better pace and better speed against enemies. So you're going to need backup rigs for your weapons and for your engineering. The reason for it is it helps you with getting away from massive damage in fights. Okay, let me see if I'm overdoing the size. Yeah, I am overdoing size on my videos. Uh, I don't like going over 10 minutes when it comes to a video because I feel that it's a bit burdensome. So I'm getting ready with all of this, and the whole idea is when I go in to fight them, I'm going in solo, so I don't need the entire fleet. And you're going to notice that now we're falling off in the first 2.5 months. That means you're going to have dead seasons of play. Provided Eve Echoes launches new things or new events into the game every few weeks or every few months, we're going to have quick booms and drops. Because a lot of players are just coming on and putting in their SP to gain whatever they need for research. And they'll only come in again when they break the next tech tier. So the next time they go to tech tier 7, we're going to have a ton of people online. Everybody's going to farm till they get their battle cruisers. And that's going to be the basics of it. You're going to see the price of Plex is going to skyrocket the moment that happens. It might go up to about 1 million per Plex. So stockpile on your Plex during the off seasons. Okay, next thing to note on this whole getting a backup ready. Your ship. Remember, I'm saying that you're going to lose your ship. It costs 5 insurance certificates or 3, I'm not sure, to replace your ship on the regular. So make sure that you have enough for those 4 or 5 losses that you're going to go through in the fight. Remember, if you don't want to go through losses to gain elite gear, don't do this solo, because everybody who's done it solo has lost at least 4 or 5 times in the run. And I know a guy who bought himself a naval caracal, not naval caracal, a naval Vaxer with MK5 medium drones, and his ship cost him 45 million. Not 45, sorry, my mistake. Cost him almost 80 million when you counted what gear he put on after purchasing the ship. And he went in and he lost his ship. That's 80 million ISK down the drain because all of his drones were gone. His armament foot ups, 1 or 2 of them were still there. And once he got everything and he walked back to repair it, he found out that he had to pay a massive fee in ISK. I think it was 20 something million ISK. Immediately once he did it, he regretted taking it on solo. He said it would have been better to do it with a fleet, and even if he lost his elite gear. So that's going to be the breakdown on this. This is the preparation to solo small missions. The medium missions are a different story. As I'm saying, I'm using trainer vessels to do this instead of navy vessels, purely for the benefit of it not costing me too much in ISK. So thank you for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, or comment down below. And if you don't like the video, leave a dislike and a comment so I know where I'm going wrong. Thank you.